She left you. It hurts, doesn't it? But here's what no one else will tell you. This pain you're feeling right now, this heartbreak, it's the fuel you need to become the man she never thought you could be. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your rise. Stay with me, and I'll show you how to take this pain, this anger, and this loss, and use it to build a life so powerful, so unstoppable, that she, and the world, will never see it coming. Breakups are brutal. They rip your heart out and stomp on it, leaving you questioning your worth, your choices, and your future. Society tells you to move on or stay strong, but no one ever tells you how, and let's be real, they don't care. They're too busy telling you to suppress your pain and put on a brave face. But I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to speak the truth. Right now, you feel like you've lost everything. You're replaying her words, her actions, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. You're tempted to text her, to beg for an explanation, to plead for another chance. Stop. This is where most men lose, but not you, not today. This video is your wake-up call. This is your chance to take everything she left behind, your broken heart, your self-doubt, your anger, and turn it into the fuel that will forge you into the man you were always meant to be. The man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't settle. The man who stands tall, owns his pain, and uses it to create a life so fulfilling, so extraordinary, that he doesn't just survive, he thrives. So, here's what I need you to do. Commit to this journey. Watch this video till the very end. Comment below, "I'm ready to rise," because this isn't just a video, it's a movement. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting this channel, you're helping to spread a message that every man needs to hear, a message of strength, of resilience, of unapologetic power. Let's make this moment the turning point of your life. Let's begin. Number 1, face the pain like a warrior. This is it, the defining moment. Right now, you're sitting in the ruins of what you thought was your future. Maybe you're staring at old texts, replaying her laugh in your head, or wondering what she's doing at this very moment. The pain feels unbearable, like it's squeezing the air out of your lungs. That's the point. That's where most men falter, but not you. You see, society has lied to you about pain. It's told you to avoid it, numb it, or drown it in distractions. But warriors, real warriors, know better. They know that pain is the forge where greatness is made. Think of steel being heated in fire. It's not comfortable, it's not easy, but it's the only way to make it unbreakable. That's what you are right now, steel being forged. Let me tell you something. The pain you feel is proof that you cared. It's proof that you gave a damn, and that's not something to be ashamed of. But here's the twist. The pain isn't here to break you. It's here to wake you to the truth about who you are and who you can become. You're at the starting line of your transformation. Every tear, every ache, every sleepless night, it's all fuel. Fuel for the fire that's going to propel you to heights you didn't even know you could reach. The only question is, will you use it, or will you let it consume you? Here's how you use it. First, sit with it. Don't run from it. Running only gives it power. Sit with the pain and let it teach you. Ask yourself, why does this hurt so much? What does it reveal about me, about her, about the relationship? This is where the gold lies, in the answers to those questions. Because pain isn't just a feeling, it's information. It's your body, mind and heart screaming, pay attention. And when you've felt it, when you've learned from it, you channel it into action. Think about men like Michael Jordan or Dwayne Johnson. Do you think they got to where they are because life was easy? No. They faced failures, heartbreaks and betrayals, and they used every ounce of that pain to fuel their rise. That's what you're going to do. Because here's the thing, No one remembers the guy who crumbles. They remember the guy who rose, the guy who took every punch life threw at him and used it to build a legacy. That's your destiny. But it starts with facing the pain like a warrior. No distractions, no shortcuts, just you and the fire. Number 2, stop chasing, retake your power. Now, let's talk about the mistake every guy makes after a breakup: chasing. You've probably felt it already, that overwhelming urge to text her, call her, or accidentally bump into her somewhere. You tell yourself it's just to check in, just to see how she's doing, but let's be real, it's desperation. And desperation is poison. When you chase, you're telling her, I need you more than I need myself. You're giving her control, handing over your dignity on a silver platter. And let me tell you something brutal. She doesn't want that. Women don't respect desperation. It's the fastest way to make her lose any remaining feelings for you. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're on a football field and she's running toward the end zone. Every time you call, text, or try to reach out, you're running in the opposite direction, away from your goal. She's not looking back, and the harder you chase, the farther away you get from where you're supposed to be. Now flip that. Imagine you stop running. You stand your ground, and you focus on your own end zone. Suddenly you're not chasing her anymore. You're building something she can't ignore. You need to understand something fundamental. Women are attracted to strength, not weakness. And strength doesn't mean flexing your muscles or flashing your bank account. It means knowing your worth and standing firm in it. Right now, she expects you to reach out. She expects you to try to fix things. That's what most guys do. But when you don't, when you go completely silent, it sends a message that's louder than any words. I'm not begging for you, I'm building me. Here's where it gets interesting. When you stop chasing, you create a void, and nature hates a void. That's when curiosity kicks in. She'll start wondering, why hasn't he called? Did he move on? Is he happier without me? And that curiosity is powerful. It's the first seed of doubt in her mind. But don't misunderstand me. This isn't about playing games. This is about reclaiming your power. Think about it this way. Every time you chase, you're putting her on a pedestal. You're saying, you're the prize, and I'll do anything to win you back. But the truth is, you're the prize. You always were. She just didn't see it or forgot. And that's okay, because now you're going to remind her, not with words, but with actions. When you stop chasing, you focus on yourself. You redirect all that energy into your own growth. You hit the gym harder than ever. You dive into your work or your passion. You invest in yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And when she sees that, when she sees you thriving without her, it's a wake-up call she won't forget. But here's the twist. By the time she realizes what she's lost, you'll be so far ahead that it won't even matter. Because this isn't about getting her back. This is about getting you back. And when you've reclaimed your power, no one, no woman, no circumstance will ever take it from you again. So, stop chasing. Stop texting. Stop calling. Stop looking at her social media. Every time you resist the urge, you're taking a step toward freedom. You're taking a step toward becoming the man you were always meant to be. And trust me, that man doesn't chase. He attracts, he builds, he thrives, and that's exactly what you're going to do. Number 3, detach and dominate. Here's where most men fail. They stay connected. Maybe it's her number still saved on your phone, her photos still haunting your gallery, or her Instagram stories popping up on your feed. Every time you see her name, every time you catch a glimpse of her smiling face, it's like ripping open the wound all over again. You can't heal while she's still in your orbit. Think about it like this. If you're trying to quit smoking, do you keep a pack of cigarettes in your pocket just in case. No, you throw them away. You create distance because you know that proximity is temptation, and temptation is your downfall. The same rule applies here. You can't move forward while you're still tethered to her. It's time to detach. This isn't about being cold or vengeful. It's about survival. Every text, every DM, every photo, delete them. Block her if you need to, not to hurt her, but to protect yourself. You can't conquer your emotions while you're constantly bombarded with reminders of the past. Detachment is freedom, and freedom is the foundation of dominance. Now, let's talk about dominance. This isn't about controlling her or anyone else. True dominance is about controlling yourself. It's about taking all that energy you used to spend on her and investing it into your growth. Think of your energy like a bank account. Every time you think about her, stalk her social media, or fantasize about getting back together, you're draining your account. And for what? To keep yourself stuck in the past. Imagine what you could achieve if you redirected that energy. Imagine the body you could build, the career you could advance, the skills you could master. That's what domination looks like. Taking control of your life and using every ounce of your energy to push yourself forward. Let me give you a real-world example. Think about Elon Musk. Do you think he became one of the most influential men in the world by obsessing over past relationships? No. He focused on his vision, his goals, his empire. And now, he's untouchable. That's the kind of mindset you need to adopt. You're not here to dwell on what was. You're here to build what will be. Every day ask yourself, what can I dominate today? Maybe it's a workout. Maybe it's a project at work. Maybe it's a skill you've always wanted to learn. Domination isn't a one-time event. It's a habit. It's waking up every morning and choosing to be better than you were yesterday. But here's the twist. Domination isn't just about you. It's about the ripple effect you create. When you start leveling up, people notice. Your friends, your family, even strangers. They'll see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your stride, and they'll respect it. And yes, she'll notice too, but by then, you won't care, because you'll realize that you never needed her validation, you only needed your own. Detachment isn't easy. It takes discipline. But every time you resist the urge to check her profile, every time you redirect your thoughts to something productive, you're building a stronger, more focused version of yourself. And that version of you, he's unstoppable. Number 4, rebuild your mental fortress. Here's the cold, hard truth. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but right now it's working against you. It's feeding you lies like, you'll never find someone like her, or you're not good enough. That's not your voice. That's the voice of fear. And fear is a liar. The first step to reclaiming your mind is recognizing that you're in control. You are the gatekeeper of your thoughts. No one, not her, not society, not your past, gets to decide what lives in your mind. Only you do. And it starts with building a fortress so strong that nothing can penetrate it. How do you do that? With discipline. Discipline is the foundation of every great man's success. It's what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who thrive. And let me be clear, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up every day, no matter how you feel, and doing the work. Start with your mornings. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Don't hit snooze. Don't scroll through your phone. Wake up with purpose. Meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence and focus on your breath. These moments of stillness aren't just calming. They're training your mind to be present, to be focused, to be unshakable. Next, prioritize physical discipline. Your body and mind are connected. When you push your body to its limits, your mind becomes stronger. That's why hitting the gym isn't just about aesthetics, it's about building resilience. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every ache in your muscles is a reminder that you can endure more than you think. But it's not just about the gym. It's about how you carry yourself in every aspect of life. Are you honoring your commitments? Are you following through on your goals? Are you choosing growth over comfort? These small decisions, made consistently, are what build an unbreakable mind. Let me tell you a story. During World War II, a group of prisoners of war was held in brutal conditions. Starved, beaten, and stripped of their freedom, many of them gave up. But a few refused to break. They created routines, even in the chaos. They exercised, meditated, and found ways to keep their minds sharp. These men survived because they built mental fortresses that no enemy could tear down. That's the level of resilience you're aiming for. But here's the twist. A fortress isn't just a wall to keep things out. It's also a stronghold from which you launch your attacks. Once your mind is fortified, you'll find that you're not just surviving. You're thriving. You're taking risks, pursuing opportunities, and creating a life that's not just good, but extraordinary. And let's talk about the voice in your head, the one that says, "You're not enough." Every time it speaks, challenge it. Replace it with truth. I am more than enough. I am capable. I am building something incredible. Affirmations might feel cheesy, but they work. They rewire your brain, turning self-doubt into self-belief. Remember, your mind is a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds will grow. But if you plant seeds of discipline, focus, and resilience, you'll create a mental fortress so strong that nothing, no heartbreak, no setback, no challenge, can bring it down. Number 5. Master the art of silence. Silence. It's such a simple concept, yet it holds immense power. Right now, every fiber of your being might be screaming at you to pick up the phone, to send her a message, to remind her that you exist. But let me tell you something. Silence is your weapon, and if you wield it correctly, it can shift the dynamic in ways you never thought possible. Here's the thing about silence. It's not just the absence of words, it's the presence of self-control. It's a loud, unspoken declaration that says, "I don't need to chase you, I am focused on myself." Silence flips the script. She expects you to reach out, to beg for a second chance, to fight for her attention. When you don't, you disrupt her expectations. And in that disruption, you plant seeds of curiosity. Let me break this down. Humans are wired to seek closure. When you go silent, you deny her the closure she thought she'd get. She starts wondering, why hasn't he called? Does he not care anymore? Is he moving on? This isn't about playing games. It's about shifting your focus away from her and onto you. Silence is not a tool of manipulation. It's a statement of respect for yourself. But here's where it gets tricky. Silence is hard. It requires discipline, and it's not for the faint of heart. You'll be tempted to break it. You'll convince yourself that just one text won't hurt, but it will. Every time you reach out, you're setting yourself back. You're handing her the power she thought she had over you. Don't do it. Think of silence as a detox. When you're addicted to something, whether it's junk food, social media, or a toxic relationship, you need to go cold turkey to reset your system. The first few days are brutal. You'll feel the urge to cave, to give in, to go back to what's comfortable. But if you stick it out, you'll come out stronger, clearer, and more in control. And let me tell you something else. Silence isn't just about her. It's about you. It's about creating the space you need to heal, to reflect, and to rebuild. When you stop filling your mind with thoughts of her, you make room for thoughts of yourself. You start asking the questions that really matter. Who am I? What do I want? What kind of life do I want to create? Silence is where the magic happens. It's where you find clarity, purpose, and strength. It's where you remember that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's validation. And when you master the art of silence, you become a man who doesn't just survive heartbreak, but thrives because of it. Number 6, she's watching, even if she's not looking. Don't think for a second that she's not paying attention. Women are curious by nature. Even if she's blocked you or unfollowed you, she's finding ways to check on you. Mutual friends, fake accounts, social media. She has 100 ways to keep tabs on you. And trust me, she's using them. But here's the catch. She's not just watching for the sake of watching. She's watching because she's curious. She's wondering, what's he doing? Is he better off without me? Does he miss me? That curiosity is powerful. And the best part, you don't have to do anything to trigger it. The very act of focusing on yourself, of leveling up, creates a ripple effect that reaches her without you lifting a finger. Let me give you an example. Imagine you start hitting the gym regularly. You're building muscle, getting leaner, and looking better than ever. You post a picture, not for her, but to celebrate your progress. Suddenly, she sees it, either through mutual friends or her own subtle stalking. What do you think goes through her mind? Wow, he looks amazing. Did I make a mistake? Here's the truth. She will notice your glow up. She will notice your success. And it will make her question everything. But, and this is crucial, you're not doing it for her. You're doing it for you. Because the moment you start leveling up for someone else, you lose. The real power lies in focusing on your own growth, regardless of who's watching. But let's take it a step further. This isn't just about her, it's about everyone. When you start improving yourself, people notice. Your friends, your family, your co-workers, they all see the changes. They see your confidence, your drive, your transformation, and they respect it. This ripple effect goes far beyond your ex. It touches every aspect of your life. Now, here's the twist. By the time she realizes what she's lost, you'll be so far ahead that her opinion won't matter anymore. You'll be living a life so fulfilling, so rich with purpose and passion, that you won't need her or anyone else's validation. That's the goal. Not to get her back, but to get you back. But let's be real. This isn't about revenge or proving a point. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, because that's what you deserve. You deserve a life that's full of growth, joy, and success. And when you focus on that, everything else, including her, becomes secondary. So, keep leveling up, keep pushing yourself, keep becoming the man you've always wanted to be. She's watching, but more importantly, the world is watching. And when they see you rise, they'll know one thing for sure: nothing can stop you. Number 7. Level up beyond her imagination. This is the part where everything changes. Up until now, you've been reacting to the breakup, to the pain, to the void she left behind. But now you take control. Now you become the man she could never envision. The man who doesn't just survive heartbreak, but thrives because of it. And here's the best part. You're not doing it for her. You're doing it for you. Let's start with a hard truth. The version of you that she left isn't the version of you that's going to dominate this next chapter of your life. That version is gone, and thank God for that. Because now you have the chance to rebuild yourself into something extraordinary. But rebuilding requires two things: clarity and action. First, get clear on who you want to become. Not who she wanted you to be, not who society says you should be, but who you truly want to be. Picture it. What does the 2.0 version of you look like? Is he stronger, fitter, wealthier, more disciplined? Is he confident, driven, unshakable? Close your eyes and imagine that man. That's your blueprint. That's the standard you're working toward. Now comes the action. Start by identifying your weaknesses, the things that held you back in the past. Were you out of shape, lazy, lacking direction? It's time to attack those weaknesses head on. If your fitness was lacking, hit the gym like your life depends on it. If your finances were a mess, start learning about money management and building wealth. Every area where you felt inadequate is now an opportunity for growth. But here's where it gets interesting. As you level up, you'll notice something. The world starts to respond differently to you. People respect a man who's on a mission. They can sense it in the way you carry yourself, in the way you speak, in the way you approach life. And yes, she'll notice too. But by the time she does, you'll be so far ahead that her opinion won't matter. Let me give you an example. Think about men like David Goggins or Jocko Willink. These guys didn't become icons by sitting around feeling sorry for themselves. They put in the work day after day, year after year, until they became the best versions of themselves. That's what you're doing now. You're not just leveling up, you're creating a legacy. And here's the beauty of it. Leveling up isn't just about the big things. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every day. It's waking up early, sticking to your goals, and refusing to settle for anything less than excellence. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need anyone's validation because he knows his worth. So, what does leveling up look like for you? Maybe it's getting in the best shape of your life. Maybe it's starting a side hustle or learning a new skill. Maybe it's traveling the world, expanding your horizons, and living the life you've always dreamed of. Whatever it is, commit to it. Because every step you take toward your goals is a step away from the man you used to be, and a step closer to the man you're destined to become. Number 8. Reclaim your standards. Let's talk about standards. Every man has them, or at least he should. But here's the problem. Too many men lower their standards in relationships. They settle for less than they deserve because they're afraid of being alone, afraid of losing her, afraid of not being enough. Sound familiar? It's time to put an end to that. Reclaiming your standards starts with understanding your worth. And let me be clear, your worth isn't defined by her, by your job, or by what society says you should be. Your worth is intrinsic. It's tied to the man you are, the values you hold, and the life you're building. And when you truly understand that, you stop settling for anything. Here's a hard question. Did you shrink yourself to make her happy? Did you compromise your values, your goals, or your happiness to keep the peace? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. A lot of men fall into this trap. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay there. You can reclaim your standards, starting right now. First, get clear on what you will and won't accept in your life. This applies to relationships, friendships, work, everything. What kind of people do you want around you? What kind of life do you want to live? Write it down, make it real, and then hold yourself to it. But here's the catch. You can't demand high standards from others if you're not living up to them yourself. If you want a partner who's loyal, ambitious, and confident, you need to embody those qualities too. High standards aren't just about what you expect from others. They're about what you expect from yourself. Think about it like this. Imagine you're a king building a kingdom. Would you let just anyone walk into your castle? Of course not. You'd have gates, guards, and a clear set of rules about who gets in. Your life is your kingdom, and it's time to start guarding it like one. But let's be real. Setting high standards isn't easy. It means saying no to people, opportunities, and situations that don't align with your values. It means walking away from things that feel good in the moment but don't serve your long-term goals. It means being disciplined, even when it's hard. But the reward? A life that's rich with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. And here's the twist. When you raise your standards, you attract better people into your life. You attract women who see your worth and respect it. You attract friends who uplift and inspire you. You attract opportunities that align with your vision. Because the truth is, the world responds to the energy you put out. And when you operate at a high level, the world meets you there. So, take a good, hard look at your life. Where are you settling? What needs to change? And then make the decision to raise your standards, because you deserve nothing less. Number 9. Harness the power of choice. Let me ask you something most men never think about. Who's really in control of your life? Is it you, or is it the people and circumstances around you? If we're being honest, most men live like passengers on a bus. Someone else is driving. They're reactive, waiting for life to happen to them instead of taking the wheel and deciding where they want to go. But not you. Not anymore. Harnessing the power of choice means realizing that everything in your life, every relationship, every decision, every outcome, boils down to one thing: you. You have the power to choose who you let into your life, how you spend your time, and what kind of man you want to become. The problem is, most men don't see it that way. They live like they're at the mercy of their circumstances, always blaming someone or something else for their situation. But here's the truth. You're not powerless. You're not a victim. You are the architect of your life, and every choice you make is a brick in the foundation of the man you're building. The sooner you embrace that, the sooner you take back control. Start with your relationships. Who are you allowing into your inner circle? Are they people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better? Or are they people who drain your energy, hold you back, and keep you stuck in old patterns? You have the power to choose. You can say no to toxic relationships and yes to connections that uplift you. You can decide who gets access to your time, energy, and heart. Next, look at how you're spending your time. Are you investing in things that move you closer to your goals, or are you wasting hours scrolling through social media, playing video games, or binge-watching TV? Time is your most valuable resource, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Every day, you have a choice. Will you waste it, or will you use it to build something meaningful? Finally, think about the kind of man you want to be. This isn't about becoming what someone else expects of you. It's about choosing your own path. What are your values? What do you stand for? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? These are the questions that matter, and the answers, they're entirely up to you. But here's the catch. The power of choice comes with responsibility. When you realize that your life is the sum of your choices, you can no longer blame anyone else for where you are. That's a hard pill to swallow, but it's also liberating. Because if you have the power to create your current reality, you also have the power to change it. Choice is power, and when you harness it, you become unstoppable. You're no longer a man waiting for life to happen. You're a man making life happen. So, what will you choose? Who will you choose to become? The answer is in your hands. Number 10. Turn pain into legacy. This is the final piece of the puzzle, the ultimate transformation. It's not just about moving on, or even about leveling up. It's about turning the pain you've endured into something greater, something that lasts long after the heartbreak has faded. This is your legacy. Let's start with a reality check. Pain is inevitable. Heartbreak, failure, disappointment, these are universal experiences. But what separates great men from everyone else is what they do with that pain. Weak men let it define them. Strong men let it refine them. And the greatest men, they turn it into fuel for something extraordinary. Think about it. Every great story, every legendary figure has one thing in common. They faced adversity and they rose above it. Michael Jordan didn't become the GOAT because everything came easy to him. He became the GOAT because he turned rejection, being cut from his high school basketball team, into a fire that fueled his relentless drive. That's the power of turning pain into legacy. So, how do you do it? Start by asking yourself this question: what can I create from this pain? Maybe it's a business, maybe it's a book, a song, or a piece of art. Maybe it's a cause that inspires others. Your pain is unique, and so is your potential to transform it into something meaningful. Here's an example. Think about the men who've turned their heartbreak into a mission to help others. Men who've started businesses, written books, or created communities that empower others to rise above their struggles. They didn't just survive, they thrived, and in doing so, they left a mark on the world. That's what you're aiming for. Not just personal growth, but impact. But let's take it a step further. Your legacy isn't just about what you create, it's about who you become. Every time you push through the pain, every time you choose growth over comfort, you're shaping your character. You're becoming a man of resilience, strength, and purpose. And that's a legacy in itself. Here's the twist. When you focus on your legacy, the heartbreak that once consumed you starts to fade. It doesn't disappear entirely, but it loses its power over you, because now you have something bigger, something worth fighting for. Your legacy gives your pain a purpose. It turns it into a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. And let's not forget the ripple effect. When you turn your pain into legacy, you inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of hope, a symbol of what's possible. Your story becomes a roadmap for others who are struggling, and in helping them rise, you elevate yourself even further. This is your moment, your chance to take everything you've been through and use it to build something extraordinary, something that lasts, something that matters. So what will your legacy be? How will you turn your pain into power, your heartbreak into history? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Listen closely, because this is the moment everything changes. You've been through hell, but here's the truth. The man who emerges from this isn't the same man who went in. Pain has a way of stripping us down to our core, showing us who we really are. And now you stand at a crossroads. You can let this pain define you, or you can let it refine you. The choice is yours. The version of you she left, that man is gone. The new you is being built, stronger, sharper, and more focused. This isn't about revenge or proving her wrong. This is about building a life so powerful, so unshakable, that no one, not her, not anyone, can ever take it from you again. It's about reclaiming your power, owning your worth, and becoming the kind of man who doesn't just survive heartbreak, but thrives because of it. Look, you can't go back. You can't change what happened, but you can choose what happens next. And if you've watched this far, I know one thing. You're not a quitter. You're not a victim. You're a fighter. And fighters don't look back. They move forward. So move. Take everything you've learned today and put it into action. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Comment below, I will rise. Let the world know you're done playing small. Let them know this is your moment. And don't just stop here. Take this energy, take this fire, and apply it to every area of your life. Your time is now. Your rise starts today. Let's build something unstoppable together.